Habari Gani Mainduka Nadada. This is Elder Abu Amin Ra, coming to share some important information with you, if you will allow me to, in a very short period of time. Today, my brothers and sisters, I must define racism for you and tell it just like it is. Racism, first of all, is an ideology that the strong Europeans primarily utilize in the USA as a detrimental factor on black people or African who were brought here from Africa. My brothers and sisters, listen to me. It's an ideology, it's a philosophy, and it is devised and utilized by the white Europeans, as I stated, to justify or even to just begin their oppression, their subjugation, their unfair treatment of others of the world. Now, my brothers and sisters, listen. What racism is the philosophy that tells them to use all of your factors, your personality, everything about you, and define it negatively, and while they define themselves positively. Racism is a tool that provides them superiority, power, to exert their will on other people. My brothers and sisters, they denigrate our race, our color, as you may call it. Talk about how insufficient it is, how low rating it is, how denigrating it is, how awful it is, how low it is. In other words, every negative adjective they can consider or think of is placed on us. But my brothers and sisters, that's just the beginning of the philosophy, giving them a tool to utilize against us and justify in their minds that what they are doing to us is just and we deserve it. So my brothers and sisters, they must, however, have the power to control the institutions that the United States government uses as a foundation for its democracy. My brothers and sisters, they must control the financial system, or the economic system, as some of you call it. They must control the social system. They must control the religious system. They must control everything. The educational system, the political system, every structure that the United States so-called democracy stands on and utilizes as a support. My brothers and sisters, that's what racism is. It's an ideology, a philosophy that white people utilize on others so that others will appear lower than them, and they utilize this and bring other people's culture, their personality, their humanhood down to zero while lifting theirs up. And my brothers and sisters, we must understand why they do this. Listen, they need somebody else's shoulder to stand on so they can appear larger than life. My brothers, they feel inferior. It's in them. It's not inbred, but it's taught to them through observation and the geography they, but first of all, created within. Evolve within, as if you want to say. My brothers and sisters, they have been taken from others of the world, defining others, and because they have the gun or an extension of the gun, they control others. My brothers and sisters, the only way we're going to be able to overcome racism is we're going to have to slap racism down. We're going to try to convince them first. We've been trying now for 400 years. And they have not paid us any attention. So now we must use another technique. When they practice racism on us, stand up and face racism. Black people, We must always defend other black people when they're standing up against racism and white superiority or white supremacism, whatever you want to call it. We must back one another up 100%. Not make excuses why we're not doing it. If they are standing up, Negro, listen to me, against white supremacy, if they're standing up against racism, if they're standing up against the exploitation of our people, and they stand up, and if they slap racism in the mouth physically, you must defend them. If you do not defend them, then you deserve what you're going to get in the end. Because my brothers and sisters, let me tell you what the racists are going to do. They're going to utilize you as a tool. If you act as a fool for them today, and then they're going to do to you what they do to those who stand up to racism. So my brothers and sisters, you know what racism is all about. I just defined it for you. It's an ideology. It's a philosophy that's practiced by white supremacists and those who think they are the lords of the world. That's what racism is all about. And it's utilized to take advantage, stealing what other people have, doing what they want to do, or they obliterate you. So my brothers and sisters, that's what racism is all about. In the United States, I've talked about it, but generally that's what it's about everywhere, you know what I mean? So, stand up to racism, stand up to white supremacy. If they will not listen to you, not heed for you when you tell them, stop it. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Two ways to end racism. They got to give it up on their own because they've been educated and their eyes have become open. We've got to teach them and give them no choice but to destroy racism or to cover it up and stop practicing it forever. Understand me? If you do, I'm sorry I was bumbling over words there, but this is a subject you have to kind of be exact in when you're trying to define an ideology for people. So forgive me for all my mistakes and errors, but you get to just listen. Love you, my brothers and sisters. Peace and hotep once again.